should smile. This will be this week's intro. Oh, there we go. Hello, everyone. I'm Marty Janeski. Yeah? Okay, along with my buddy Ken Brown. And we're your hosts of the Local Sports Wrap-Up here on local Wyandotte Cable Channel 15. Today is October 14th, 2020. Ken, haven't seen you in a couple weeks. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Glad to be back. I think right before I left, I did see it on the show. I want to tell my wife, happy anniversary, 22 years.
Oh,
happy
my goodness.
So, Chantel, it's good to be married to you.
You're lucky to have her.
Yeah, I won.
You won?
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Okay.
So, Wyandotte didn't play football last week. They are not playing this week. Okay, they're still off because of the COVID. We have some scores. We'll start with football. We have scores from last week. And I got us starting with Riverview 47 and Monroe Jefferson 12. Riverview pounced on visiting Jefferson on Friday night. They remained undefeated. Woodhaven 35, Edsel Ford 0. Woodhaven picked up its third consecutive win of the year with a shutout of Edsel on Friday night on the road.
Right. And I got Trenton beating Southgate by the same score, 35-0. Trenton hosted Southgate Anderson Friday night, and they picked up its second win of the year. Lincoln Park got a win in the win column with 3-0 over Taylor High. Lincoln Park picked up its first win of the season as a defensive struggle transpired at the field on Friday.
That's what they call. That's what they call it when there's no offense. Yeah, it's a defensive struggle. Gibraltar Carlson lost. They played Harper Woods, lost 57-33. After opening up with 3 wins in a row, Carlson thought they'd test the waters with Harper Woods, and I got spanked in a non-league action game. And then E-Course over Allen Park. Interesting that Allen Park had to forfeit. They were supposed to play Wyandotte last week, and because they scheduled E-Course, Wyandotte doesn't get a loss. And then Allen Park schedules E-Course and then comes up with COVID and has to forfeit.
Wow.
So now Wyandotte's still 3-0, and Allen Park goes to 2-2, where if they don't reschedule the game, they get the win. Yeah. They get the win, and Wyandotte gets the loss. That's just not right. So
that's good for Wyandotte. Yeah.
Well, of course, yeah. With the rivalries going on, we'll take that.
Yeah, definitely. We also had Milan beat New Boston 24-7. Milan came in and took the victory. Monroe
St. Mary Catholic.
St. Mary Catholic Church, right?
Central, okay.
47-40 over Grosse Ile. Grosse Ile got into a shootout with the visiting Monroe team on Friday night, but came just short. That's too bad. Grosse Ile was right there. It looks like the over was good in that game.
We got Carlton Airport beat Flat Rock 45-16. Rams of Flat Rock are now 0-4. River Rouge, after losing the week before, came back 41-0 Benton Harbor. They made the trip all the way out to Benton Harbor and then played well. Now they got a big showdown this week with Detroit Catholic Central Friday, the 16th.
Yeah, I'd love to see that game.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, that might be a good one to go see. I got Riverview Gabriel Richard. They beat Manchester 47-21. Riverview Gabriel Richard is really doing well this year. They're actually rated in the top 10 in Division 7. So looking forward to seeing more from Riverview Gabriel Richard as the playoffs come near. Allen Park Cabrini, they beat Marine City Cardinal Mooney by forfeit. Cabrini earned a victory by forfeit in week 4 as Mooney was unable to play due to the COVID-19 issue.
And that's their first victory also. And what's interesting about the way football's going down is that everybody's in the playoffs, where these teams wouldn't have a chance of getting in, so that they're doing a 6-week season. Now, Allen Park. Wyandotte has missed 2 weeks now because they're not playing Friday. So, they've got to come back. The next game's at Woodhaven and or Carlson. Carlson, when they come back in 2 weeks, if they get to come back in 2 weeks, and that'll put them at 4-0 or 3-1, seed them into the playoffs. You may not have such an easy opponent with 3-1 as you would 4-0. I don't know how it's going to work, but everybody's in.
Yeah. And they're breaking them down into district play, and they're doing it. I see that the big game though would technically, if Woodhaven wins this week against Trenton. Trenton's 2-2 and Woodhaven's 3-1. So if they win that, then whoever they would be fighting for Wyandotte for the Downriver Championship.
Ah.
Yeah. The COVID's taking over. It looks like.
Oh, it's 750 people dying a day. Don't take it lightly. Wear your mask, okay? Everyone, wear your mask. I'll make one with your face on it if you want. Plug for Key Awards. Rankings. We have football rankings, and I will say that the best team in Division I is Belleville, which Belleville in our area, that's good. On Division II, by sitting on the bench, Wyandotte Roosevelt is still ranked 6th in Division II. They are behind teams like East Lansing, Midland, Portage Northern. All those teams are 4-0. They gave us the break being 3-0. So we'll see. They're going to be 3-0 again. You have to drop. You can't stay.
Definitely, because they were number 3 last week, and then they dropped down to 6 because they didn't play.
And there's just no way that you could stay in those rankings not playing.
Yeah.
I don't think, anyway, but what do I know? I'm not the MHSAA.
Right. We got Division III rankings include River Rouge at 4 and Riverview at 9. I know that Chelsea has a pretty good team. I had the opportunity to watch them play a couple weeks ago, so watch out for them in that division.
Birmingham Brother Rice.
They're
no slouch.
Yeah, they're always good.
They're ranked 7. They even have a loss, and they're ranked 7th. They're the only team. Well, they're not. Detroit Kings got a
Martin
loss.
Luther King. Don't slip on Martin Luther King. I know Wyandotte knows that from when Kennedy was there.
Oh,
slip on that. As far as Division IV, you're looking at Detroit Country Days at 3. Paw, love that name, is 4-0. Number 4, and they're 4-0 in that division.
Yeah, you got Pontiac Notre Dame Prep, 3-1. They're in the top 10. I only went up to Division 5 printing all this stuff, but as you mentioned, Gabriel Richard's in Division 7.
Yeah, that's good. Riverview, they look like they got a couple powerhouses down there with Riverview High as well as Gabriel Richard.
Yeah, and that all being said, the football's been pretty good. For buddies of mine, like my one buddy in Trenton, his daughter's a cheerleader, so he's at those games most of the time. He says the games are, Trenton's got a young squad, and games are competitive, most to an extent, But it's high school football. Come on, can't go wrong with high school football.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
We used to go, and my son was in the band.
Yeah.
We used to go watch the games just to see him perform at halftime. It is what it is. So I don't know where you want to go next. Let's do soccer.
I always like kicking the ball.
There you go.
All right, I'll be green. The host Pirates improved to 16-0 overall and wrapped up with a record of 7-0 in league play. It marked the first league crown for Riverview since 2015 and its first outright title since 2014.
Yeah, Riverview played Monroe's St. Mary Catholic Central. Had they lost Monday, they would have had to share the championship with St. Mary's Catholic Central and Grosville. The Red Devils had won, the Grosville Red Devils had won the last 5 league titles and a state title last year. So they defeated New Boston Huron 7-0 on Monday, and they secured 2nd place.
Well, interesting enough, Riverview and Grosville have scheduled a match for today, October 14th, and the game will not count towards their records, but it's a way for them to keep playing and getting better, and I guess seeing who the best is, right?
Yeah, I'm imagining they will meet somewhere down the line. Well, no, I think Roseville's a Division III,
Yeah.
and the Riverview's Division II, so they won't meet. But that's always good to play the best and get tuned up, because I think me being a soccer novice, though, I think speed has a lot to do with it. Just like the football teams, if you've got the kids that are faster and stronger, they're going to get to the ball quicker and they're going to swarm to the ball.
Yeah.
Where soccer's similar, even though they stay spread out, the faster kids will run you down or run right by you.
I agree with you that if we're in two different divisions and we're not competing against each other for a state championship, why not get better if we're cross town and we can get to each other logistically, and it makes a lot of sense.
And like Grosville were the state champs last year. They lost some seniors. Riverview, first time they won the league in 5 years. Yeah. So yeah, I'd be lining up to play that game. Yeah. And they played, the Huron League standings this year were based on one head-to-head match against your rivals, where in years past they would play twice. You'd play one home and one away. And that would be 14 games, but since they started so late, because they opened up the floodgates. I mean, our bowling meetings this weekend in Gaylord. I won't be going. We are sending a rep. One of the coaches in the league will be up there. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. They may limit fans. They may limit teams. I don't know. We've packed them centers when we're in them.
How many kids do you normally have on a bowling squad?
I will have 7 on varsity, 6 sometimes, and then 6 or 7 on the JV end. Okay. So 14, I think, is what I had last year. So that's plus their parents to watch, and there were a good 14 JV teams last year, or 12, and we had 9 varsity teams. Well, 18, because you have boys and girls. So we had 18 varsity teams, and we had about 14 or 13 JV teams showed up at every meet.
They come to every team.
Every school comes to every meet.
Like a jamboree. Wow.
Yes, because we would play Southgate, and right next to us, let's say Woodhaven might be taking on Allen Park. And right next to them, Dearborn might be playing, whoever.
Right.
And that's how it would go down. Now, if I have my way, there'll maybe be four schools there one day, and the second day 4 more schools. Okay. And that'd be week 1, and then 4 schools the next day, and 4 schools the day after that. That'd be meet 2. That would thin it out.
But those are all on Saturday or all on Friday?
Monday, Wednesday.
Monday, Wednesday?
Or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. It would change every week because the bowling centers have to have availability.
I got you.
So some places, like we can't bowl Thunder Bowl on Wednesday because my league was in there with 54 teams, and they're not waiting for any kids to get done. Right. So they would be like the week you were supposed to bowl on Wednesday, Tuesday you would bowl at Thunder Bowl instead, or Thursday.
So it wouldn't be more necessarily for the kids. They would be used to where if they had to go back to back.
Oh, it didn't matter. We practiced on the day off anyway. If we bowled Monday, Wednesday, we practiced Tuesday, Thursday, and if we bowled Tuesday, Wednesday, we practiced Monday. It didn't matter. They were getting their throws in either way. I'll whip them into shape.
I know you do. I want to watch cheer from a distance this year.
Everyone should. Really, they should just make it live. They should just be able to stream it. There's a certain company that does all the streaming, though. That's why these guys can't ever carry live games. Because they can play it the next day, which they do. But there's a Michigan high school, somebody bid for that right.
I got you.
But it's always on Wyandotte Cable. You can catch the football games. Even the last one they played way back in September is still on there. So that's good.
What you thinking now?
Let's stop thinking swimming. Wyandotte Roosevelt and Trenton met on October 8th last week. Their top 2 teams in the Downriver League shared the pool on Thursday, October 8th, as Wyandotte Roosevelt hosted Trenton. Both teams entered the meet still undefeated in the league portion of their schedule. Behind state qualifying performances in half of the events, the visiting Trojans remained perfect on the season cruising to a 101-77 victory over the host Bears.
Wow. Thursday was actually the first loss in the dual meet all season for Wyandotte. As for Trenton, they made the cut for the Division III state championship in 2 relays and 4 individual events. The 200 medley relay was one of those state qualifying performances for the Trojans. Another Trenton foursome, Delaney King and Emma Donovan and Allison Cullen and Anna Hedges finished runner-up at 209.74 in that event. Still seems like they were moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
And an all-freshman quartet of Quinn Middlestat, Lauren Palan, Lucy Moline, and Ania Taboy. 2:11.03 for Roosevelt finished 3rd in that event, setting a new girls freshman record for the Bears program. So like the Bears, things are looking up for the girls Bears swimming
That's
team.
freshman record, I'll say. The other state qualifying relay for Trenton happened in the 200 freestyle relay. The Roosevelt team of Taboy, Moline, Deanna Hoggabook, and Julia Gutierrez finished 2nd, while Trenton finished 3rd. That's what I got out of that.
Oh, look at it, swimming. All right. I think it's Katie Koss, 105. She swam a 105 for Wyandotte and delivered the top mark in the 100-yard backstroke. She was followed by a pair of Trojans, but she brought the win home for the Wyandotte. And finally, in the 400-yard freestyle relay, it was a clean sweep for Wyandotte in the scoring, as 1 relay for the Bears and all 3 for Trenton swam exhibitions. The team of Gutierrez, Stella Moline, Vaughn, and Cost finished in 1st, while Millstat, Lucy Moline, Kylie King, and Emily McIntyre, 425, finished 2nd. It looks like they beat them by a pretty good 23 seconds there. Anyway, Roosevelt is 5-1, 3-1 in the Downriver League. Meanwhile, won't return to action until Tuesday, October 20th, when they travel to Robichaud, which is in Dearborn Heights, and swim with Dearborn Divine Child. Then the next league meet will be October 22nd at home against Allen Park.
So they're looking good. Our swimming has always been. I used to have a bowler that was a swimmer, Kate Simpson. She swam and then came to the bowling team after that. And I guess she was pretty good. She was Bear of the Year.
Wow.
So apparently I never even saw.
Yeah.
I didn't know swimming. I know they. When you think about 50 seconds or a minute, that's down and back. That's cruising for a high school kid. An Olympics probably do it in 38 seconds. But
Michael Phelps. Yeah.
They're also but these are kids and they work their way up to that. To do it in a minute and then get your state qualifying going down, that's pretty good. Wyandottes doing pretty strong. Look, we're doing strong in soccer. We're doing, I did have something about the boys soccer here, and it was that they're playing the 14th right now. Lincoln Park's playing Wyandotte for the right to take on Woodhaven or Allen Park in districts. So the playoffs have started already. Edsel Ford's playing Dearborn, Southgate's playing Trenton, Carlson's playing Airport, and then the winners of those are going to get the teams that have a bye. So we will find out later on today in fact, we could get out of here and walk over to the school. They're probably playing right now.
I bet they are.
They might not let us in, though.
Yeah, we watch from the gate.
That would be, just stare at the scoreboard. That's all I would do.
Yeah.
Sit there and stare at the scoreboard.
What about the Yak Arena? Are they open yet?
I think they're getting ready to be open if they're not open already.
Yeah, I think I was reading that Coach Quinn has scheduled hockey practice. Usually starts in October and November. You must wear a mask, but if you need more information, please call Mike Quinn at 734-341-4655. And that's over at Yak Arena.
And text them with that number, too.
Yeah. Call them all
Tell
night.
them all your feelings. I like Mike. He was always good to us. We coached JV for a while. He gave us anything we wanted, even though you're not here in Wyandotte, you're not part of the school at JV. We were in a JV league with 28 teams. We drove up as far as Heartland and Midland. You know, so when you go to Midland, it would be a weekender. You'd play like 3 teams up there, and you'd stay.
Okay.
But, you know, he got us anything we needed, you know, even though only like 3 schools in the whole state sponsor their JVs, you know, because that's equipment, it's money. So you know, my kids were in hockey, and Julia could have played for the boys team, I think, but she was never big enough.
I got you.
You know, she didn't knock her silly, still skinny little girl she was. Yeah. But she found a girls' travel team to play on for a while.
What's the youngest that they start?
Well, I don't know. He kept 9th graders.
Okay.
You know, when we had 9th through basically 11th, you were allowed to carry like 2 11th graders on the JV, and so they would allow that. But the 9th graders, he would keep some up just to get them in their system.
I got you.
And, you know, we would try to communicate and do all the same things at practice because we want the system to be the same. And our first meeting, that's what I said. Yeah. I said, listen, how do you do things? Because we want to do things. You know, I just teach them to cycle the puck in the corner and wait for an opening. You know, that alone, if you can master that, you'll be a good team.
Right.
But to get off of hockey and get into tennis.
Okay.
3 Downriver area boys tennis teams won district titles. In a year where the MHSAA boys tennis postseason looked a bit different, 5-time reigning champion Gibraltar Carlson came away with another title and will return to the state finals. Wyandotte Roosevelt finished on top in D2, District 20, punching its ticket to states with a win against Lincoln Park and Trenton. Roosevelt also hosted the district.
In a normal year, the teams in the 2 aforementioned districts would have played together in the same region. But with COVID-19 restrictions in place, each region was split into 2 districts in effort to have fewer people at one location. In each district, the teams played head-to-head with the champion earning a spot at the team state finals. The D2 state finals will be held October 15th and 16th, so that starts tomorrow. The first day will feature the quarterfinals at 4 different locations in and around Midland. And then the following day, the semifinals and the finals will be held at Greater Midland Tennis Center.
Yep, and Roosevelt won the D2 District Championship with a 5-3 victory over Trenton in the finals. Earlier in the semis, the Bears swept Lincoln Park 8-0, and the Trojans topped Bedford. In the championship at #1 singles, the Bears' Zach Servino topped Trenton's Vinny Steyart 7-5, 6-1. And #2 singles, the Trenton Trojans' Nick Mader was over Aiden Mendenhall. They went 3 sets. Well, they went 2 sets and a tiebreaker, I guess the first one to 10, because it was 7-6, 6-7, and then 10-4. Roosevelt took the #3 and 4 singles, though. And they're deep. That's why they're doing so well. Hudson Hill defeating Matt Vinca 6-2, 6-2, and Sammy Oswald topping Luke Valor 6-0, 6-1. So that gives them that depth to win that 3rd and 4th matches.
Right. And at the #1 doubles, Trenton duo of Connor Robb and Daxton LaCity earned a win against Jason Johnson and Cole Boybin, 7-6 and 6-0. The Trojans also took #2 doubles with Danny Nutter and Ian McFarland over Luke Bobian and Jason Kapari.
They've got the Bobian brothers playing tennis, apparently.
Yeah.
I bet you when they play each other, it's just a war.
Yeah.
I bet you they battle.
Yeah, I know I would try to hit my brother real hard. Yeah. Roosevelt's Aiden Kuzma and Colton Wynn were victorious in the #3 doubles over Caden Glass and Caden, I guess they're the Cadens, Caden Robinette. Winning at the #4 doubles was the Bear duo of Alex Moon and Jack Vaduva over Connor and Jay Cormier.
And what we found out, that they won the districts last week, we found that out. And George was sitting here, and he had been told earlier that they're going to make, they got a chance to go to regionals, so good for them. Okay, so let's talk pro sports. How about them Lions? They didn't lose last week.
Yeah. Imagine that. They didn't play.
That's right.
I got you.
That's right. I've been following a little bit. The baseball's really entertaining. The playoffs are really, what is it? Houston's down 3-0 now?
I know it was 2-0 unless they lost today.
They lost. Oh, I thought it was last night. Has that made it 2-0 last night?
Yeah, last night. Yeah,
Okay.
the Yankees lost to, what was it, a Florida team.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's on a roll because think about living down there. The Tampa Bay Rays won the hockey. They won the Stanley Cup in the bubble. And now their baseball teams, I think, 1 win away from moving to, that's what I heard this morning, they're 1 win away.
From the World
We're
Series.
game 3 for the Dodgers and the, who are the Dodgers playing? They're playing, oh, I just saw it yesterday, too. They're 2-0, though.
Atlanta Braves.
They're down 2-0 to the Braves. They're playing tonight. But they have that thing scheduled 7 straight days of baseball. They don't have no travel days because they're all in the same spot.
Okay.
So you better be real careful about how you wear out your pitching and how you wear out your catchers and that kind of thing.
And I saw that Clayton Kershaw was a late scratch last night, so he didn't even pitch for the Dodgers.
Back spasms. What do you think they'll do for that? Shoot him up and say get out there tomorrow or today?
Yeah, they better. I don't know why they didn't do it yesterday, but yeah, he makes too much money not to pitch in a big game. So hopefully the lefty gets out there, man.
There was a really couple of good games. COVID has affected the NFL big time. They played a Tuesday night game yesterday, first one ever. Now they've got the Tennessee Titans have been rescheduled now that they're going to have to catch up because they had a bye week when they didn't want one.
Sure.
And the NFL has flopped it affected about 9 games because of the way they had to flop the schedule all the way down the line. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm still alive in my suicide pool. So lucky. So lucky. I picked Seattle. They won with 15 seconds left on a 4th and goal. So lucky.
Yeah,
So lucky.
Russell Wilson. Wilson.
My buddies are like, you don't bet against him. You don't bet against him. You don't bet against him. I don't know who I like this week. I really don't. I've been dwelling on it. I don't know. I'm thinking whoever plays the Jets. that might be a good start.
Yeah. And I think that's the Dolphins this week, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
the
I have to
Dolphins
do a little more research. It's only Wednesday.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, Ken, darn, it's always a pleasure to have you. You know, you guys rotating every other week is interesting on my half. I'm used to having a partner all the time, and this way I get 2 different personalities at 2 different times. You know, George knows a lot about the school. You know a lot about, sports.
Yeah.
So it kind of flip-flops both ways. So as we wrap up, I'm Marty Janeski and my good buddy Ken Brown here. He will see you in 2 weeks. I will see you next week. Don't forget to get a hold of us, localsportswrapup@gmail.com. Come on, somebody email us. We only get the same 2 or 3 people. Look us up on YouTube, subscribe. And for Ken Brown, I'm Marty Janeski, and we will see you. He will see you in 2 weeks. I will see you next week on the Local Sports Wrap-Up. Thanks for watching. Hi, Mom.